Hello and welcome to another video. In this video I'm getting a Range Rover Sport. I've just had a phone call from my recovery guy who's literally there at the moment to collect it, and we've got a few issues. So at this precise moment in time I've got no idea whether it's arriving here, if he's even been able to collect it. Basically I was told that it needed the rear bumper reattaching, a battery and 4 new tyres. Now I rung the bloke and said, you know, we need to make sure for my recovery guy, you know, that he can start it and he can load it. So he said, yeah, no problem. And I said, I repeated it 3 times. I said, look, you know, it needs to be running, driving, you know, yeah, no problem. So recovery guy just rings me saying all the tyres are flat. He can't pump the tyres up, or the bloke who's doing it can't pump the tyres up. Now, bearing in mind, my recovery guy is brilliant, but he's only got so much information that he can, you know, if he'd have known, then maybe he could have gone prepared, but he didn't. You know, it was supposed to be running and driving. That's what I was told. Now, he's just sent me a picture of the rear bumper, which is hanging off. It looks damaged from the picture, but it's not. It looks, you know, it's hanging off, which is what I expected, but it looks like it's been damaged. And from what my recovery guy said, it is physically damaged. So it's probably going to need a rear bumper, which is fine. But he's saying that they can't load it because the rear suspension arms are catching on his trailer because of the tyres are flat, and he's using a little pump, a little 12-volt pumper upper thing to pump them up. And they just, you know, because they're so old, and in the pictures the tyres were flat. So let me just show you a picture of the pictures that he sent me. So these are the pictures that he sent me. I mean, I can't tell from that, but what is all this? I mean, he's got a bit missing off of the boot as well. I mean, I don't know whether that's in the car. We'll see when we get it back. But the main problem is the tyres. So he said leave it with me and we'll see what we can do. I'm a little bit miffed because he said that he would get it ready and it isn't. So if he gets it on the back of the trailer, we've got to get it back here. Access here is horrific. He won't be able to get the trailer in here. He has to drive up the road and drop it off, and then I have to drive it back. Well, I can't do that on flat tyres. So hopefully I've got an air compressor and we can get a bit of air in the tyres while it's on the back of the trailer and we can get it off. But yeah, not going smoothly, but I'll update you what happens. Right, well, this is it. It's arrived. Had a bit of a nightmare getting it off the back of the trailer, but it's here. I know it needed 4 new tyres and the side steps. Just needs rehanging. That'll just be rehung on and that'll be fine. Yeah, right. Just notice that back window's open. So the battery's completely flat. Apparently it needs discs and pads all round, which are in this box. Oh, there's the trim to the boot. It's probably a battery cover. Harmon Commod. I mean, it's not bad. I mean, it was 155,000 miles. It's got some history. One key by the look of things. I mean, I don't know about the overall condition of it because it's raining, but wait till it dries off a bit. I have sanitised the car. I've got some anti-bac and done all the door handles, the external door handles, the steering wheel, the gear lever, all the buttons, and the key. And there's the TDV8. Haven't worked on one of these before. I'm quite experienced on the L322, the 2002 to 2006 models, but not the sports. So this is going to be an interesting one for me. So I'm going to get that battery off. I've got a replacement battery, which should do the job temporarily at least. And we'll see if we can get some air in those tyres. So I've disconnected that 13mm spanner. And I don't know whether this is a standard connection because this is a bit odd. I think we can't get okay, well, let's get it off and get the replacement one on. This isn't a new battery, it's okay, it'll do. You'll probably need a better one. Okay, replacement one's in. Don't forget my tea. I wish I was still in bed. Always. Large. Right. So I've just got the positive connected. Haven't connected the negative yet. Always disconnect and reconnect the negative first. So that way you can never short out the positive against earth. Yeah? So if you disconnect the positive first when you're wielding your spanner about, you can short out on an earth connection. You can't do that with the negative. It's just, people say, oh, it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter. Well, no, it doesn't, but that's the way to do it. So, doesn't feel very tight, does it? And I need a hitting device. Bear with. There you go. Still doesn't feel great, does it? Alright, well, what we have to do. That doesn't look like the original connection to me. Suspension's going down. Car's moving. Yeah, that's not right. That's not right at all. I need
need to figure something out there. It might be good enough for, don't leave spanners on top of this battery either. It might do enough just to get power in it. That definitely needs attention. Just in case the alarm decides to go off. Great, that window don't go up. Lovely. Check brake pads. Okay. Way now. Okay, well, I've noticed that one of the tyres has got a hole in it, so we're obviously not going to be able to pump those up. So I'll have a look for a spare. Don't leave stuff on the engine when you run it. Right, so I've got this little battery checker. I'm not holding out much hope for this because it had nothing. Nothing. Dead. This comes automatically when you connect it to a good battery. Let's connect it. And this one. And there you go. Basically, you just check in vehicle battery test. It's a regular flooded, which just means it's a lead acid. This one is 44. Now I don't know what that is, so we'll just go for EN. So that's actually, it's going to be about 400 amps. Obviously it helps if you've got a sticker. Let's go at 450. Okay, so it's saying that it reckons it's got 390 amps, so 75% it reckons it needs replacing. Now, I've had this here, keeps charged and it does work on a car, so it doesn't need replacing, but obviously it's on its way out. So let's see if we can get any charge in this battery. So this charger is going to do nothing. Because it needs to detect the voltage, and it won't. And then this will just go to an exclamation mark, because it needs a charged in the battery for it to actually work. Okay, so I was wrong there. Because I've got this in recon mode, what it's doing is it's putting voltage into the battery, then disconnecting it, seeing how far the voltage drops, and then putting more voltage into it. Now, I think this will keep doing that, and at some point the battery will need to hold a certain amount of voltage before the charger gives up. Because it's not going to hold any voltage, which I don't think it's going to, because the car has been jump started and the battery was flat as a pancake. Bearing in mind it had no voltage in it at all. So let's disconnect that and see what the voltage is in the battery. So 6 volts. It might come back. We'll put it on charge and we'll leave it and we'll see what happens. And it's peeing it down. Great. Okay, so I've managed to get some air in the tyres. That one's actually got a hole in it. And the spare, I have pumped it up, but the valve cap was on it, was so tight, it actually started spinning the valve, and now you can see the bubbles. So that's not going to stay out very long, which is annoying. So it's going to need 4 new tyres. I was hoping to put that on there just to make it mobile, so I could get it down and get the tyres changed. But I don't know how long that's going to stay up for. I reattached the rear bumper somewhat. I've taken that cover piece off, and then the trim is in the boot. So I need to have a look at that. There's some wires that have all become disconnected, and so I mean there might be parking sensors. I don't know what they are. So that one's holding air. That one's holding air. So it's going to need 4 new tyres. And I was just going to get the diagnostics out and just see what it says. Okay, so I've just got my auto out, just doing a scan. It's got a parking brake fault. It's making a squealing noise when you try and put the handbrake on. So I have heard about problems with the handbrake module, which is a nightmare to get to. So that's going to be an interesting one, isn't it? So, but it runs really nice. Starts now perfect. It's got the nav on it. Not quite sure whether the air conditioning works or not. Probably not. I've also just noticed in this sensor center console, it looks like to be a fridge. You switch on here. I need to test that out, but it seems to function. Not quite sure what that is. It looks like something for a phone. Why it would be up there, I don't know. But the air suspension seems to work. I know it's not going to work correctly with one flat tyre. But overall, apart from the rear bumper and the hassle of getting it loaded, I'm relatively happy. So let's have a look what it's found here then. I think this is all going to be down to the battery fault. So what I'm probably going to do, I'll have a look at the codes on the ECU, because I'm sure if they don't always come straight back, but water in fuel condition, correlation, intermittent, these are all intermittent, temporary, history, so these are all road code. Right, let's have a look at the transmission, because because that's something else that does worry me slightly. As always, on an automatic box with this mileage. Lost communication with instrument cluster control module. Vehicle speed sensor. Okay. Alright, I'm going to clear everything. So I'm going to do a quick erase and see what it comes back with. Okay, so it's cleared all those codes. Heating and control. Okay, it's interesting, it hasn't come back with a fault on the parking brake, which is odd. So this may be gas low. System pressure, yeah, so it's got no pressure in it. So 14 points, so it's charging. So that's good. So let's escape out of that. And then we'll do another auto scan. See what comes back. Okay, so it's not come back, just come back with the same code in the HVAC. It's come back with no other code. So that's it really. Without actually driving it, I'm not really gonna know anymore. It's gone down to 8 miles now on the. So I may need to put a drop of juice in it. So I'm going to leave that one here for now, and I've planned to get some tyres priced up and some tyres ordered, and then I'll get that spare on. So it'll probably be a couple of days for that to happen, and then drive it down to get them changed. So hopefully all the tyres will have enough air in them for long enough to get it down there to change the tyres over. And then from that point on, hopefully we can have a look underneath, see what the rest of the conditions of the car is like. It's going to need a full service, it's going to need a full engine service, a full gearbox service. The parking brake obviously needs attention. The rear bumper, it's obviously going to need attention, probably a replacement bumper, painted. So yeah, so let me leave that there for now, and I'll catch you next time on the next one. Okay, I'll see you then. Cheers, bye.